Now I will come back to Unity GUI system and give you a brief rundown of the topics that we are going to cover in this video tutorial series. So generally each of these topics would be contained inside one or two videos in the series. So first we will start with Canvas. Canvas is the main parent of any GUI element in your scene, and Canvas controls things like scaling of your GUI elements, and it is also helpful for raycasting your GUI elements. When you are making games for mobiles, the screen sizes and the screen orientation differs greatly from device to device. The fragmentation is a huge problem there. So the scaling of your GUI elements becomes a major headache. So the next topic would be how to control scaling of your GUI elements using the canvas. The topic just after that would cover the GUI elements, for example, buttons, labels, or sliders. I will try to cover each GUI element in a single video. After that, we will come to layout and marks. So layouting system can, is helpful to make a bunch of GUI elements, and Unity will automatically arrange them in a grid or in a vertical layout, and it also is helpful when the window resizes or the orientation changes. Unity will automatically adjust those GUI elements if you are using the layout system. All the topics till now will involve very little coding, and the major development would be done inside the editor where you place your GUI elements and link to a function in your code. After that, we'll start with interfaces, and then the topics would be more code heavy. And interfaces, event delegates, and actions are all the major building blocks of the underlying code of Unity GUI system. So Unity GUI system internally uses these features to talk between the buttons or the events to your code. So we'll explore these features and learn how we can use these features to greatly integrate the GUI elements, for example, a button or a slider, into our code. We can control how they look, we can extract more information from them, we can add more events to these buttons which are not generally available if you are only using uh, the Unity editor, if you are not exploring the code to add functionality to a GUI element. The next two topics are custom input module and VR GUI. These two topics basically cover how you can extend Unity GUI system to make a GUI system which is ready for VR, because Unity GUI in itself can't directly transport to a VR game and work just as fine. So you have to make some tweaks inside the input module and make some tweaks in your GUI so that it is ready for a VR game. By the end of these two videos, we will be able to make a GUI system that runs equally well inside a VR and a non-VR version of the same game. So you don't have to make two separate GUIs. You just make a GUI once, and if the game is played in VR, it will run equally fine. The last topic will cover procedural GUI. In that topic, I will cover how you can create GUI elements directly from your code, how you can link functions to your procedurally generated GUI buttons, and then lay out them in the scene. Before ending this video, I will give you a brief overview of how Unity GUI system works under the hood. This will give you a better understanding of the things that we are going to talk in the later videos. But keep in mind that these concepts are fairly advanced, and if you are not going to use the very advanced features of the Unity GUI system, you won't need any of this. And if you have any difficulty understanding any of these concepts, I will be explaining these individual topics in very later videos of the series, so you can catch up later. The basic workflow inside the GUI system inside your scene is like this. The input modules will record everything that you do. For example, your keyboard, your key presses on your keyboard, your mouse movement or mouse click or your joystick. So these will then give that information to the event system, like the user has done something. For example, he has clicked the mouse button, and for that events, for that user input, the event system will use the raycaster which is attached to the canvas to determine which GUI element has been affected by that user event. For example, if I clicked on the screen, the raycaster will determine if that click was on a button or a slider, etc. And the canvas holds all these GUI elements, all these buttons and sliders, and the raycast is attached to that canvas. So the event system will ask the raycaster that give me information if the user input has interacted with a GUI element. So if I have clicked the button, raycast will determine that yes, my click was on a button, and that information will come to the event system. Now it is the job of the event system to fire the events on those GUI elements. So for example, if I have clicked on a button, the event system will then fire the on click event attached to that button. So the event system basically distributes these events to the particular GUI elements, so that if someone is waiting or someone is listening to the events for those GUI elements, they will be notified that that event has happened. And that is basically what we write in the third portion of the GUI system, which are the event receivers. Event receivers are functions that are waiting for any event to happen on a GUI element. So we add our event receivers to a event for a GUI element, and whenever that event happens, we are notified and the function which contains some game logic is executed. So for example, if we create a function to quit our game, we will attach that function would be an event receiver, and we will attach that function to the to a button, and when that event system will fire that event on the button, we will be notified of that event, and it will execute our code. So this is a basic workflow of the Unity GUI system. The input module collects all your inputs from different sources, or your either touch or your keyboard mouse system. It will notify the event system, which will then use the raycaster and canvas to determine which GUI element is to be affected, and then the event system will notify or call the events attached to those GUI elements, and then we have our own event receivers which are waiting to hear about those events for a particular GUI elements, and then these will be fired when that event happens, and these will drive the our gameplay or logic attached to the game.